relationships are relationships. What I mean with that, all the relationships, you look at it and say there's actually 3 relationships. I like to refer to it as the me, and the we. This is where intimacy comes in. As a relationships coach, one of the things that I've realized is that relationships are relationships. And the more clarity we have about where relationships are going, the more the likelihood is for us to reach the destination that we all intended. So what I mean with that, I look at relationships, any relationship, as in a very simple form. Now, here I've got an image that I've drawn. So if you look at it, in relationships, whether it is a relationship with a partner, whether it's a relationship with a team member, a family member, whether it is a colleague, all the relationships, you look at it and say there's actually 3 relationships. The relationship with yourself, the relationship with the other person, and then the relationship together. I like to refer to it as the me, and the we that we work with. Now, if we have that as a foundation in our brain and understanding that we need to have space for each one that's coming in there. And then it's the we, and this is where intimacy comes in. There's intimacy in terms of a connection, a closeness that we feel. And then what we have to realize is that each one of us as individuals have got a specific direction that we're going into. And we're walking on our own journeys. But you will see that we get and we focus and aim for a specific outcome, a specific direction. And the more clear we are about where we want to go, and the more the individuals have got to buy in the direction, the higher the likelihood of reaching the outcome. So how do we make sure? What is the first step that we need to do? With relational intelligence, we need to be mindful. What is it that I want to do? Where do I want to go? The other part needs to know where they want to go. And then we need to have clarity on where we want to go. And then we need to find a way to actually meet one another from time to time to make sure that we are reaching where we want to go. So as leaders, we need to have a very clear vision of what is it that I want to reach and achieve. We need to make sure that there's clarity for our team players on where we want to go. And then we need to start walking in that direction. Now, it's important for us to realize that we need to take one another along the journey together. Whether it is a business relationship, whether it's an intimate relationship, the same foundation principle applies. The more clear we are, how do we want to not only, what does the bottom line need to look like? Not only where do I want to grow the company, not only look at the specific measurables, I also want to make sure, what does it feel like when we get there? What is the culture? What is the emotional part? How do we want all to feel when we reach the destination? And if we bring all of that in and we have room and space to take hands, that's how we reach the goal. So we need to, as individuals, become really aware. What is it that I feel? What is it that I want? Take ownership of that. We were talking about emotional intelligence. Become aware of your own emotion. And what is it that you want to bring in? What is it you want to get out? What is the culture we want to create? And then we need to daily make sure that we keep on meeting one another in that. Always with the goal in mind. I often find when I work in intimate relationships that one of the things that we don't do enough of is we get in a relationship, there's a romantic part of that. We really cannot get enough of one another, and then we start winging it and hoping and dreaming that it's going to be there and it's going to be fine at the end. We don't stop from the beginning and really get clarity on where is it that we want to go, each as individuals, to make sure that neither one of us start losing ourselves in the relationship. Now, in a business situation, that's exactly the same thing. What we as a company have in mind, we need to also reassess as we go on. Are we still on track? What is it that we need to do? That's where we become really invested in the direction that we're taking. It's not a set it and forget it. It is define it and then continue as we go on. Keep on interacting with one another. Keep on checking in. Are we on all levels still on track? The more we do that, we ensure that we are actually walking hand in hand. We ensure that we are taking one another to the next level. And we really need to make sure that that happens. Otherwise, it falls apart. And we are often then shocked and we thought that we're on the right track, but somewhere we lost one another. So when we talk about relational intelligence, when we talk about relational intimacy, we need to make sure that all parties, the me, and the we, are continuously in alignment to make sure that we're going in the direction we really want to go in.